Welcome to your ears, the Stinky Popcorn Boys.
We watch movies and eat popcorn. And you're stinky.
Hello. We are the Stinky Popcorn Boys, just some boys talking about movies and how they made us feel. I am Patrick Basquill, and I do not like lobster rolls.
I'm John Gilardi, and I do not like B stories. Boring B stories that get more focus than the A story.
Okay.
That's very specific.
All right. Yeah.
This movie.
I know that. First of all, do you like lobster rolls?
No, I ate too much lobster as a kid.
Okay. Because I thought that maybe that might be like controversial. I like lobster, but I keep trying to like lobster rolls. But it's never the jam for me.
Yeah.
It's never the jam.
I want to like all food. Yeah, that'd be tight.
Yeah, come on. Give me all. Let me taste it all, baby.
But I don't. I have that. I got like everyone.
Yeah, everybody's got
Picky.
stuff they don't like.
So
today,
yeah, like this movie.
Yeah. Today we are talking about Netflix's latest entry into the big budget action realm. Much maligned and also universally celebrated director Zack Snyder, featuring Dave Bautista, who is letting everybody know that he's not going to be in the Guardians after Volume 3.
He's paying his publicist extra hard.
Those stories are getting out there, man. That's all that there is. And then a bunch of other actors that I have not seen before.
There's a few I really like.
But I really like. But again, it's like kind of like I've never seen them before, but they look fun.
Yeah,
it looks fun. Looks like they're having a good time. Any of the trepidations that I have, I do not put on them.
No.
And then we're doing it's a new zombie movie, sort of. It's not new.
It's a zombie. Yeah,
it's definitely a zombie movie. Yeah.
This movie's new.
No. What I mean is like the take on zombies is kind of new.
Yeah,
sort of a new take on zombies.
I like the premise.
Yeah. We'll talk about it, but we're doing Army of the Dead.
Yes,
from Netflix.
Zack Snyder's Netflix is Zack Snyder's
Netflix is Zack Snyder's Army Dead.
Army Dead. In a Borat accent for some reason.
But like Army Dead.
Yeah, when he's Borat accent doing an American accent from
Army Dead.
So anyways, Army of the Dead is a
Tell us about it, dude.
zombie movie.
Ooh.
The premise is essentially there's this kind of, I'm guessing they don't say it explicitly, and there's no spoilers of me saying this. I think there was a U.S. soldier or something they were experimenting on.
Yeah.
He became a mutant creature.
Yeah.
When he bit people, they became zombies.
Yeah.
And so this essentially happens with some troops moving that body out of Area 51. And in the process, they crash into a car because someone's getting roadhead.
Yeah, someone's getting roadhead. So yeah, that's the synopsis. Before we get into the ridiculousness of that,
the movie opens up with roadhead.
Yeah, but and then but so like the synopsis is they manufactured a super zombie or something like that, and then Las Vegas sort of becomes like the epicenter of a zombie outbreak.
Seems contained.
But in this movie, which is different, they contain it.
Yeah.
Which is a premise that I kind of like, where both that they contain it and then it's like, okay, yeah, we did maybe a good job doing that. Like, it is what it is, but we won.
Yeah.
It feels like so often in zombies, it's like we lost and like people are like way out of their depth and like they're like, and then it's kind of like a journey to like finding humanity's inner strength.
Yeah.
And this, it's like, hey, we kind of got it contained. We got it kind of figured out. And then they got to send these private soldiers in there to steal some money.
Yeah. It's a heist movie. It's like a zombie heist movie, I guess, is the simplest, shortest way to put it. Starring, and it has an ensemble movie as well, which I think to the detriment of the movie.
Mm.
I don't know where to begin.
Well, let's start. Let's
start with the good.
Let's start at the good. Let's start at the very beginning.
I think it has cool, fun visuals, like seeing a post-apocalyptic, a recently apocalyptic Vegas with zombies, and that stuff looks good. That kind of gives you that fantasy kick of the zombie apocalypse, I guess.
Yeah.
Like it just It looks satisfying. It looks terrifying at the same time. There's a overwhelmingness of being overwhelmed. There's an overwhelming feeling of being overwhelmed.
Where it's like the familiarity of it also like hits you with like, this should be right, but something is wrong.
And then the Siegfried and Roy tiger thing is sick. Like that's fun. That's like it's not it's introduced better in the trailer than I think in the movie.
Yeah.
Like this movie sucks. I can't hold it in.
Oh my god! Spoil it, John.
But
people are gonna stop listening now.
Things it does well though is that the look. There's some fun images. I mean, there's a fun image with the troops parachuting in.
Yeah,
like that's satisfying.
That opening sequence.
That's fun. That's fun imagery, but it's also stupid. Why would you do that?
Yeah, listen. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's like that. We can get into it.
But the opening sequence is fun, and like the
opening sequence, I was like, oh shit, I'm about to like this movie.
Yeah, and
then with the opening sequence coupled with the title sequence, I was like, okay, am I gonna like this?
Yeah.
But I think too that kind of like goes to what you were saying, where it's like, and I think it's like the world building sort of this is like pretty cool. Yeah. Where the fact, because I like the basic, like the premise, like your base premise is where it's like the zombie is a super zombie that they made. It's not something that was like somebody fucked a donkey and the donkey had donkey age and it turned into people into zombies.
Yeah.
And then there's blood in the air and blah, blah, blah. I like the levels of zombies. I also really liked their sort of the intelligentness of it.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting thing that I don't think that we've seen play with, on a larger scale of like that. Because there's some media that I'm forgetting that's like, oh, zombies now it's an evolution.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think it's fun because so essentially there's this alpha zombie, and if he directly infects someone, then they become like they're still an alpha, but they're like a baby alpha.
Yeah.
But whoever those alphas, the secondary alphas, we'll call them betas. Whoever the betas bite, they're just your classic dumb zombies. And I love that hierarchy. Shamblers. Yeah, I love that kind of. It's almost believable.
Yeah.
And it's kind of cool in a hierarchical way, and you could then break it down into the hierarchy of
and then they also
society or whatever as a parallel.
Hinted at them being able to reproduce, which is a new thing.
Oh yeah.
Which is a new thing, which was kind of cool. Honestly, I'm more interested. That's like I was like, anytime that they did. First of all, I was not like, the visuals were good in that they made me uncomfortable.
Yeah. It's also just fun, like fun visuals, like post-apocalyptic Vegas. It's fun.
Yeah.
Or like,
but like
kind of seeing like the post, like crazy, like the casino with like the body bags and like the trauma stuff and like what people were scrambling to do. Like that's fun.
Yeah. Anything that's like in the post of that, it was like kind of like okay, but it was anytime we saw the zombies doing their stuff, like essentially saw our zombie like C story or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, yeah. All right, I would actually like to see maybe more of this or maybe less of it.
That C story I liked. It was the B stories I didn't like.
Well, that's its own thing.
Yeah.
I'm
legitimately having a hard time talking about the good in this.
Yeah. I'll let you talk about the bad here in a second.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to stretch this out.
But
myself.
I liked too that we won. That we, like I've already said, that we were able to contain them in a sort of zombie land, and we were able to kind of figure it out.
Yeah.
But that's kind of
it.
That's kind of it for me.
It's like really bad. Like it's a really bad movie, but I wouldn't not recommend a viewing.
Yeah.
Like I'd say you'll probably waste your time, but it's fun-ish.
Yeah.
Like I don't know.
It's got
silence. This movie sucks. Let's get into why it sucks.
Well, okay.
I think it sucks.
I don't
think it's unapologetically bad. but
I don't
also
know if
watchable. It's watchable.
I
for
think
sure.
it's watchable, and I think it's I think it's watchable, and I think it's watchable because of the reasons why Zack Snyder is good at stuff. He's good at making people look good.
Yeah.
And he's good at making people like instead of if we have our scene structure and we have, scene 1, we have A, B, C, D, E. Like we have got 5 things that we need to go through.
Yeah.
To get to our payoff to get us to move into the next scene. Zack Snyder, especially in this movie, he'll go A to E.
Yeah.
Or he'll go A and then the C is really big. The worst example that I have of this movie doing what it does is the scene right before Maria, when they're going to go save his daughter.
Yeah.
And so they're just to paint the scene. It's like in the middle-ish of the movie, and Dieter, the safecracker guy, is like, "Hey, I've cracked this safe, or I'm about to crack this safe, or I have cracked the safe at this point, and we're moving the money out. And we've got 20 minutes before a nuclear bomb gets dropped on the area, and they're like, okay, yeah, we got it. And I'm like, guys, there's no way you're going to get all this money up to the roof.
Yeah.
One,
the urgency is so bizarre.
The stakes are so low. Throughout I would say, except for in this opening sequence, the stakes are so low.
Yeah.
Like, it feels like a joke of itself, the stakes are so low. The fact that his daughter, and again, I'm jumping all over the place here because
daughter does leave and causes the issue. Like
the daughter does leave, and the daughter goes in there in the first place, and he lets her.
Yeah.
The fact that he lets his daughter go in there when she's like, all right, here's a thing, and this bothered me. I was like, all right, if this woman went in there to go get money, to get her kids money or something like that. Ugh. And you're like, I have to go in and save their mother. Their mother is dead, bro.
Yeah.
You have to, as a person who is watching over their kids, you have to go watch over her kids now and make sure that they are all right. It's not your job to go save her, because I would assume that as soon as anybody goes in there, they're dead.
It's just so dumb. Also, what is up with sorry, this is a specific tirade, but we have it in the background. So the opening sequence it shows like this group of 4 people.
Yeah.
Kind of kick-ass zombie hunters, and one of them is a soccer mom, and she rescues her daughter. Cool.
Yeah.
She rescues her daughter again in this montage.
Yeah.
And then her daughter fucks up again, and she has to go rescue her daughter again, and it costs her both their lives. That's stupid.
I didn't recognize that it was her daughter.
There's only so many beats you can cover in this opening sequence, and that's kind of what's going on here.
I mean, I don't know, man. They did what they could with stuff. They were.
So like I think kind of what you're talking on the bigger thing is the conflicts in this aren't things that happen.
Yeah.
They're all human decisions. All like human, like they're not even error. They're people making decisions.
And they're not forced to make them either.
No.
These are
That's why
unforced
it's
errors.
really it's really frustrating to watch, because I can take tragedy or death or the subverting of expectations, cool, whatever. It's just really annoying when time and time again the story just goes one way or the other because someone decided to make a choice.
Yeah.
Or just this really tropey choice of like sticking to their guns to go save someone. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, but it is like I think that's what it comes down to. Even as we begin to talk about, we talk about it more, we talk about its faults more. I think kind of to the point, it's like this is a movie. This is a movie. Yeah. This is a movie that exists for you to watch, and the decisions exist for you to get to the next cool thing in the movie.
I mean,
like that's kind of what it is. So we can pick apart.
Well, that's my biggest gripe is this movie feels too much like a movie in that sense. Like it's just a movie.
Yeah.
And there's no disillusion. And maybe I'm biased because I have whatever experience with the process, but even then I can still disillusion myself pretty good with stuff. And this, I just saw a movie and I saw a bad movie. There's so many dumb tropes, like the zombies moving all contorted, like the contortionist movement shit.
Yeah.
Tired of that. Why do we have that? That is not new.
Bro. All right.
And
so
then also the tiger doing the grab the human by the back and shaking them thing that you saw in Revenant.
Yeah.
That's been in movies a million times since that. And now I guess we got that. Like
Yeah.
it's just like stupid shit like that. And
Well,
just even
and there
the
was-
gun handling, which is
Oh
only to
my
me,
God, I know
is
that-
atrocious.
I
And
knew-
takes you out of it because and then what
The
are the
man-
credentials? Like it's
the
not
one
clear.
man with the gold gun and the cool hair or whatever.
Not aiming.
He not aiming and also holding his was it AK or
Yeah.
some sort of AK is like modded AK and he's holding it sideways, like that.
And he's making close shots, saving people.
And he's making like again that's the thing that always gets me. They're like, all right, just shoot for the head, and it's like that's fucking hard to. I mean, it's
Yeah.
hard to aim, bro.
Well, even
I'm gonna
guns
do
are
what I can.
guns are fucking loud, and they're not wearing any ear protection.
Yeah. Well, and then that's where here's my rebuttal. It's a movie.
It's a
they
movie.
always do that.
That doesn't matter as much.
Yeah.
And the gunplay and their control doesn't matter as much for 99% of people.
The
But for me, it just has too many tropes, and it also isn't stylized. It doesn't commit. Like the humor isn't good.
yeah.
It's just not.
Do they in this opening scene when Dave Bautista's a burger flipper guy?
Yeah.
Do they say why he's there? I couldn't remember.
No, you don't know anything about these main characters.
All
That's
right,
also another issue.
Because here's the thing for me. If we're supposed to if it's supposed to be implied to us that he has to be a burger flipper,
And he hates it. Like you
And
think I
he
want to
hates
do
it.
this, but then he wants to be an.
but if he wants, but hold on, if he hates being a burger flipper and he has to be a burger flipper, he doesn't because the U.S. government is paying him a pension as a veteran. He could also work private security. You know what? The world exists outside of this Vegas thing, so he's a war hero who has options outside of being a burger flipper. If it makes more sense to me if he's like, oh, why are you burger flipping here? And it's like,
I fucking love food.
I fucking love food. I'm tired of killing people and stuff. And it's like, but he's like, yeah, I don't like the.
Well, then he's like-
the joke of it where he's like, yeah, I don't understand what I'm doing here either. And it's like so self-aware where it's like, oh look, it's self-aware. Look, it's crazy, but it's like, but what are you self-aware of, bud?
Yeah, and well, then it even on the surface it gets confusing because he's like, yeah, I just want to get out of here and start a food truck. It's like, so are you into cooking? Like, is that
your
burger flipping
jam?
job? Like, was it that? Like, obviously, you weren't a boss, or like you were working under someone, whatever.
Yeah, but
But
you
like,
take what you can get, man.
if that's your thing, and then also if he is this war hero and this
He's
crazy experience,
absolutely got a pension.
yeah, he's got that, or he could, I don't know, write a book, dude.
Yeah. Especially because the world exists outside. Like, if it was somehow
A major apocalypse.
a major apocalypse or even like a minor apocalypse, which sounds weird to say, but like things have broken down and it's regionally and they're still working to get power back up. But we've got governments. We've got TV.
Yeah,
You know?
I mean, the whole state of Nevada's still probably functional.
Yeah.
I mean, their economy's probably shit, but
I mean, so it's just anyway, like that's like one of the things, and there's so much stuff like that, and I started talking about it earlier. But they open the safe, they do the thing. They've got 20 minutes before a nuke comes. Everyone's like, nice, we got 20 minutes, we got plenty of time. A nuke is coming. You know how far away you have to be away from a nuke. Anyway, even if they're like, oh, it's like a fucking tester nuke, it's like still, bro, you don't want any of that radiation because that's
No.
like 15 years off your life.
I mean, scraping to the end with like Vanderho.
Oh my god.
Like he survived the nuclear blast because he was in the vault. That was dumb. And then he had a bite. Like not even somehow.
Why did it take so
somehow
long?
it was covered by a sleeve. But why was that sleeve covering that if he got bit there?
And also, why did it take so long for him to is he immune or what's the deal?
I don't know. Also, how did he walk away from a nuclear blast zone?
From a nuke in the middle of it's the still burning wreckage.
You would still have a
wreckage.
perimeter around that.
I mean,
Because what if these zombies are impervious to nuclear shit or whatever, and you blow off all the walls and they escape? I don't know. I mean, obviously that's going too deep, but like, have a fucking like. It's just that. See that like, yeah, it's a movie, but it's also like,
yeah.
I can't be okay. Like, see, that's the
Like-
this movie's too much of a movie.
'Cause
Like,
he's-
there's nothing grounded. There's nothing practical. Like, you're thinking
'Cause
like,
that-
what about this?
Because that's the thing is it wouldn't bother you so much if you don't see him come out.
Yeah.
You know, like you see them walk. She walks away after the helicopter crash or whatever. She walks away, and it's like, damn, that's the end of the movie. She's walking in the sunset. But then when he comes up, and it's like the fact, and this is something I say, it's like the fact that you don't know one thing indicates there's could be more stuff you don't know.
Yeah.
It's like the fact that he survived indicates that more things could have survived.
Yeah.
You know, because he survived. Also, we know for a fact that those bites metastasize or like go through the body, and it's like pretty quick. You know, we were already stretching it with Dave Bautista letting him have his final speech to his daughter and stuff.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you're really dragging this out, bud.
I was so ready for that movie to have something stupid happen there.
Yeah.
Where he got bit her. Because, like, everything falls apart.
I would have liked it if she just, because I would have liked it if she just ran away. Like, if she couldn't bring herself to kill her dad or something like that.
That would have been a better spread of the disease.
Yeah.
Than Vanderhoe.
Yeah.
That was. I already hated the movie.
Yeah.
And that didn't make me hate it more, but I was just like, what?
It was very confusing because I was like, wait, how did he? He made it all the way to Utah, so he drove across because Vegas is on the other side, so he drove across. He drove across Nevada, and that's maybe a day drive.
I mean, it would have been better and more believable for the man just to drive to L.A.
Yeah.
Obviously, I guess he wanted a private airfield or something in the middle of nowhere
to go to Mexico City or something. But the thing that is like in this thing, they've got the safe open. They're doing the thing, and he's like, "Oh no, my daughter's gone." Well, he doesn't even realize that yet. Is
when she goes away to go save the random bee.
But not even yet. When fucking Maria. When Maria, his like the lady second in command, sort of, and she comes up to him, and he's like, "We got the money. It's great stuff." And she's like, "I'm not here for the money. I'm here for you." And I was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?
Well,
since fucking when?"
So you have the opening sequence, which is just montage of them doing some stuff. You don't really see them do anything together. And then he's going to build his team, and she's the first one that she goes to. And there's some relationship building there. There's some
but they're
back
friends.
and forth. Yeah, but it's not clear what they are exactly. But he does have his arm around her. I'm like, oh, so there's family, because maybe there's a sister. They literally say family, which obviously doesn't have to mean blood. But that was another thing. If I digress, how they're like, yeah, because they had $50 million to spend and pay, however, and like, yeah, we'll do 15 million out of the 50 for us three because we're family. And those three have no, like, I don't see them being tight. I don't see that at all. And that continues. Like, you don't see that why they're so special to each other, why they're so special that maybe they would betray other people to each other, or why they would give 15 million to them instead of pennies to the others. And then there's no development between that trio at all through the whole movie. And then we get to the end before Maria dies, and there's a little bit there, and then she fucking gets her neck stabbed. I'm like,
but she's
and at that moment,
but she
I was like,
confesses her love to him. She's like,
yeah.
"I love you," or she's like, "It's always been like." It's like so. I don't even remember because it's so out of left field. I was like, also, this is a man who had to kill his wife. He had to kill his wife in the middle of all this. The mother of his children. Like, wait, were they not together? Were together? Like, what?
Well, and then there's some weird dialogue where it sounds like he's a stepfather to her.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was really weird.
But then he was like, "That's my daughter."
Yeah.
But it's like, whoa, hold on.
What the fuck is going on in this movie?
The script is all over the place, man. Like, the justification for all this stuff is so all over the place. Sorry,
go ahead.
No. Where it's just like, again, it's just like, oh, here is all the reasons. Like, everything is just a reason. Like, that scene
it's a movie.
where she's like, "Hey, I love you. It's always been you. It's not about the money. I just wanted to get to hang out with you again," or whatever. And it's like, well, you could have picked up the phone and we could have made grilled cheese sandwiches instead of fucking coming to a fucking zombie war land or whatever, you know? But then they open the door and boom, her neck gets like pulled all the way around.
It's also a really weird delay too. Like it
it's
cooks for a second.
But
like
it's like
it sits.
That scene is to build to give us for some reason extra emotional weight to her death, or extra emotional weight to him.
It's because they didn't have any other moment. I don't remember her in the movie
except for the beginning.
The beginning and then that moment.
Yeah.
And she's just there. And like we have that Chambers character, which actually I think is one of my favorite, has the most badass moment, where she's in the room fighting off the zombies close quarters because she gets in the sled.
Yeah.
I was like, Who
Okay.
is she? She gets thrown in this out of nowhere, but all of a sudden I care about her because she was
Yeah.
thrown into a shitty situation and she's fighting and kicking and screaming and being
Yeah.
a badass and like just not giving up. And you learn so much about that character just from that.
Yeah.
And it's great. And then she just gets left to die because her friend can't like shoulder chest shoot. Like, cause they could save her at that moment.
No, leave her. She's gone.
That
She's
was
gone.
that took me out of it.
I was like, wait, no, what?
Yeah, I was like,
Since
this,
wait, what?
I was like, this character's cool.
You're gonna leave her now? The
Yeah.
one cool character you built up?
You didn't even build her up. She just walked on screen,
Yeah.
but she's already better than the others because the other ones are so flat.
Well, I think too is that they had all these. So we have our main three people.
Who don't even feel like main three.
They don't-
Besides Batista, obviously.
Yeah, but I think it's just because he's big and they give him like, I don't know, man. But so we have our main three people, and then we have the corporate shill guy,
Yep.
and then we have the coyote Dieter,
The safecracker.
the safecracker.
And the coyotes kind of like knows the land, knows their ways, the zombie ways. There's the pilot. Did you know that was supposed to be Crystalia?
Yeah, replaced last.
That was well done. Like,
Yeah.
Obviously, you can tell,
It felt a little stilted-y.
but it worked. And overall, like technically speaking and editing,
You couldn't tell really.
yeah, it was well done. And that character, honestly, I think I liked her
that
because
was
she had the most lines and the most like. Obviously, it was maybe a little relentless, but like, I don't know, you got more from her than anyone else.
yeah. It's just such a.
I guess Dieter too, but Dieter is just the same type of joke over and over.
Yeah. I liked Dieter-ish.
I didn't hate him, but I didn't like him as much as I think they wanted me to like him.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of how I felt about Tig Notaro too, or the helicopter pilot,
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I loved her. I just like,
where it was just like, all right, yeah, I get it. Okay. Okay.
I think they needed
I don't know what they needed, man.
to be more weird. Like, I think it was a subtle weirdness. I don't know.
I don't know.
This movie you can't fix. You can fix it. That's the
I
thing.
mean, that's the thing is I feel like there's a lot of promise where it's just like the premise of them, like the premise of the like, hey, we've got this zombie thing contained, and there's all this cash that we could get at, but
I mean, that would be a big thing for everyone. Like, even
Yeah.
you have like the bee lady, like Gita, the bee lady going in so she can get money for her kids. And You
Yeah.
have this big executive guy wanting to go in for his kids. It's like that's a story thing right there, or some kind of normalization you can throw in
yeah,
of why he can get out. You know, in the jumping back to the Mexico City thing, that's interesting. I wonder how much of that is just like, yeah, let's go shoot in Mexico. Let's have a vacation. It's cheap to shoot there.
yeah,
Like, obviously, it makes sense. The character's like, I'm gonna get out of Dodge. I got money. I'll start a life in Mexico. You know, that's not a stretch. That's fine. But I think it would have been more realistic in that situation that he went to L.A.
yeah. I mean, especially because you drive in the same distance across Nevada to get to a place in Utah.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. It's like poking holes in this movie is tough because there's
I'm not normally like this with movies.
yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know
you're
why I am.
incensed, bro.
I just think I couldn't take it. I don't know what it was about this movie, and it wasn't the gunplay and that stuff. That just adds to the fire. It just the movie was stupid to me.
I knew you were gonna talk. I knew you were gonna talk about that guy, the bad
That
gun
didn't
guy.
bother me as much. It was
Really?
Batista. Yeah.
But
He's
how's
also-
Bautista bad?
He's also like very anti-gun, so it's always like hard to like.
Oh, Drax is anti-gun. Or oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm so sorry, bud.
But
I'm
like,
so sorry,
but
Dave
watching
Bautista.
watching him pretend to be like cool gun guy,
Yeah,
and then knowing that he hates them.
I thought it was pretty funny. The character choice to have him have like nearsightedness and have glasses.
I like that.
I thought it was like, I don't know. I thought it was kind of funny, and again in an endearing kind of way.
Yeah, it shows like he doesn't.
Well-
He's at the age where he doesn't give a fuck. He just needs function.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this...
The Guzman character was fine. I think.
It's not the characters, it's the package that they're put in. Like, I think that's a lot of the stuff where it's like...
And a lot of them, but like, there's cool characters and they're all wasted because they're not gonna.
Like even the coyote is cool.
Yeah, I liked her.
Like how did she get there? And I also felt like a lot of her like motivations and like a lot of her moments were like, okay, yeah.
Well, they're making a prequel, Army of Thieves,
Okay.
with Dieter, and it's based in Germany. It's a smaller budget movie, but a same universe prequel.
What?
Yeah, and obviously this
That's
movie's
confusing.
I didn't look into it super deep. That was what I gathered. Obviously, there's more
But
information
there's not
out there.
going to be any zombies.
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think it's just a heist movie.
Okay.
Which is weird.
Okay, weird. Interesting.
And then
Because that's the
obviously
thing. It's like, why? How did this safecracker guy end up in that? All right. So let's talk about the biggest thing. I think that's maybe the biggest knock that I have on this movie is the lack of stakes and the low urgency of everything. Where
I think that's the weird lighthearted humor it wants to keep. Like I feel like that's what's keeping it from doing it, but it also doesn't need to. Like I think that's the creator.
And because I think that they're like trying to do that in order to be like, hey, these are seasoned professionals. They know what they're doing. They're doing a great job.
I don't get that.
But it just like kind of takes away from like the stakes are so low, where it's like, even when they're like, all right, we got 70, how long? We got 96 hours before they drop a nuclear bomb on a city of zombies.
What happens to Gita did she die in the helicopter crash? I missed that.
I mean, yeah.
Okay. So like.
So she derails it for no reason.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. The stakes are so low, and they kind of fail anyways. Twice.
Well, but the stakes aren't low. The stakes are very, very high.
Well, sorry, yeah, like the stakes are high, but it feels low, and they keep like it's just a fucking mess. But here, like, sorry, like he just doesn't looks like a guy who's just picked up a gun for like he's supposed to be a dude. Like he's holding it. I don't know. Like there's a scene where he's going to his war chest. He pulls out his gun.
Yeah.
Like this is supposed to be like a fucking grizzled operator.
Yeah.
Like the gun is a part of his body.
Yeah.
And you don't feel that, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't need to be there. But for me, it takes me out.
Okay. I didn't honestly. I didn't feel that. I mean, obviously, I thought that he was kind of. It felt like he was kind of. It played for me.
Yeah, I mean, it'll play for most people.
I'm
just a hardo about that, I guess.
I get it.
And normally
bud.
I don't care. I think it's just because of him being so outspoken.
I get it, bud. I get it. But it's like it is. So they've got 96 hours, and they all like, I don't know, man. They're just so lazy about getting in, and then the fact that they're just so lazy about it, man. Like they're going into a war area where it's like one injury is death. We'll just do it that like where it's like essentially one injury is death. There's no room for error, you know. And they go in, and it feels like they're making up their plan as they go. Like they don't have a plan. That's one of the things too, where
Well,
it's like
so disjointed with the corporate guy having his own B story, his own other B.3 story, B.3. I don't know, the third B story with him, like trying to get the head because that's worth more. And it's like all you needed to do was talk to Coyote.
Yeah,
and you could have worked with her to get that, and then you would have been good.
Yeah, you guys, you know what you guys could have done? It felt like you could have taken her head, and then you probably could have gone out the way that you came.
Yeah.
Instead of having to get helicoptered out. If you just needed that head.
It's dumb. It's really dumb.
If you just needed that head, that's more money. Then like, let's get that head.
That's a hell of a lot more plausible of a situation. You don't need your pilot. You don't need your lock breaker.
Yeah.
It's just.
It's a smaller thing. Why the whole? If he only needs Coyote, hold on. If he only needs the Coyote girl,
I mean, I think if he gets the cash, cool, a little extra bonus, but
no, that's stupid. Because if it's worth more money and he's just gonna fuck them anyway. If he's just gonna fuck them anyway and not even try to get the money, then why even give a shit? Why even go and make yourself exposed by going through the territory? Have the fucking girl, have the girl zombie come, take her head, and bolt.
yeah.
Why go back?
Like it feels like a story. Like the weirdness of this feels like a like a TV show written over 4 seasons, and they're committed to the canon they established in earlier seasons, and they're meandering, trying to explain it or trying to add twists by meandering very logical things that are established.
Man, I think, I watched this. I didn't love it, but I was like, okay, yeah, whatever. But I think this is one of those where you're thinking about it, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is a movie. Not a whole lot of stuff makes sense about it. Also, I mean, talking about building the team, she's like, hey, this dude has killed zombies on Instagram, and he's good at shooting them on Instagram or whatever.
But when they go in the wall, it's like the first time they've ever been there. So it's like, where is he killing these zombies?
Yeah.
And also, if he's this guy, he can be your in. You don't need Coyote. So where the fuck is Guzman killing these zombies?
Why has he done this? Like, what are his fucking qualifications?
He was just doing, like, pass-through headshots in an alleyway. That's your credential?
Yeah.
Like, there's tons of, like, veteran special forces, especially if you're a member of the special forces community, as I'm guessing Dave Bautista's character was.
Yeah.
You have a network of people. You don't have to work up these, like, weird zombie apocalypse archetypes of everyday
Unless,
folk.
and we're missing out on the whole thing.
I don't think he's special forces.
No, because he has a medal. Because I was about to say, unless...
Well, they got a medal for, like, in the scene where they're...
Well, unless he's civilian. Unless they're all civilian somehow, and that's what they were trying to showcase for us.
He's for sure the least likely to be, but he very well easily could be.
Yeah, like, unless they're all civilians.
Yeah.
In which case, my whole, like, pension thing or whatever, that falls apart. But...
Well, they do get a medal for saving some colonel, because that's in the opening
Secretary
montage.
of Defense or Secretary of State or something, who's for some reason in
Vegas
with his, like, full uniform in the middle of the thing and a briefcase of what?
Codes, I'm guessing.
But I also dislike the when our corporate shill, our corporate guy who's setting the whole mission up, is putting the he's like, hey, here's your fucking plan that you're gonna do, and he's essentially presenting it to us in screenplay format.
Yeah,
where he's like, you will enter in 32-hour window.
Yeah,
and it's like, okay, bud. He's like telling them how they're gonna feel, and he's like, and I remember too when he's talking about Dieter, and he's like, yeah, and you're gonna, and it'll be like music, an artist playing his thing, and it's like, you don't know what it's like.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, bud?
Well, then the whole easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Yeah.
Easy peasy. I don't even know if it's like Japanesey.
I didn't know that was a thing.
I didn't know that was a thing. Like, they're like, you can't say that anymore. It's easy peasy lemon squeezy. It's like, yeah, everyone's been saying that forever. What is this a bad joke? What is this?
Is that something? Is that I've literally never heard easy peasy Japanesey.
Maybe it's a West Coast thing.
I don't know.
That was weird and dry and kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah. There's like a lot of the sort of like jokes at this. I'm doing air quotes with my hand because it's like, I don't know, man. And then like them trying to do the like Bubba Gump shrimp thing with Dave Bautista. He's like, there's a lot of different ways you can cook tofu. You can do this. You can do that. Tofu hamburgers. And it's like, why are we doing that? Like, I think there's a lot of times
this
where
guy's a foodie.
I was watching this movie and I was like, why are we doing this? And the fact that he let his daughter...
Okay, fine. Like, that was like he hit such a hard wall.
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's just like...
In no world am I... Like, even if I'm a civilian, but if I am a... Like, absolutely not. If I am a high-class operator or whatever guy, like, it's like, I'm not going to let... This is a war zone. This is a one...
Yeah.
There's no... Because the thing is...
I'm with, like, 10 people, only 2 I give a fuck about. Like...
Yeah.
I'm not going to, like...
I'm not going to bring the one person that I have passed my genetic code onto and will die for. You know?
Or maybe I'm the stepfather for it. It's not very clear sometimes.
It's not very clear. Sometimes it does feel like I'm a stepfather. But you know what? Either way, this is my daughter. It's just... I don't know. The modifications. The, like, justifications and the emotional, like, core of things are so weak. Like, time and time again is like for all of them where they kind of come out of nowhere. And again, even moments where I just wish that I saw them get to, like having Vanderho or what
something like that.
Having him be like tight with Dieter and being like, no, dude, this dude like works stuff. Like he's working. Like don't like I want to like let me. It's having that reaction is justified, but let me see it because I want to see it. I want to see how he gets there a little bit. I don't need a lot. Give me a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dialogue scene. Where boop, 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 boop. And he's like, no, I got you.
We're good.
And it's like, well, okay, yeah. And then we can see that Vanderho is like, listen, this guy fucking knows what he's doing. Okay.
Yeah. Well, that whole relationship seems so ham-fisted.
Yeah.
Like, I fucking hate this guy. This guy's a liability.
And then he's like, actually, I like him now.
Yeah. And, like, even if there's a point where, like, say Dave Bautista is like, Vanderho, you're my boy. I know you're awesome. You're capable.
Yeah.
The safecracker is super important. There's no point of this mission if he dies.
Yeah.
I love you. I trust you. You're a badass. You're protecting him.
Yeah.
Then that just explains everything.
Yeah.
And that gives maybe a little bit more development, some chance to share some words.
But I think so often, what's his name? Zach kind of.
Snyder?
Yeah, Zack Snyder, my friend, who I hate. Who I
watch movies with in your dreams.
Watch movies with in my dreams. But I think so often he goes to what looks cool. Like we live in these close-ups with these these close focus stuff where it's like, oh, okay, but then we don't see like the rest of the world. Because of that, especially for an ensemble movie, we don't see a whole lot of interaction within the ensemble.
Yeah, you're right. The most we see is
where it's like they pair off in twos and do scenes, which could be a COVID restriction thing.
Yeah.
If that's when they shot it. I literally have no idea when they shot it. Tell me right now.
I don't know. I mean, they are crawling over each other with the zombie scenes, so it's kind of irrelevant.
Yeah, but it's also it could have been contained. I have to imagine they shot this.
I think this might have been pre-COVID. Because I remember seeing things that COVID started when they were doing the reshoots with the pilot.
Tig Notaro.
Yeah.
Her stuff was like, and I wish that I hadn't known because like her stuff is she's like only in a single, and it's like
she hasn't met half the cast, if not all of them, which is pretty interesting.
Which is pretty funny. When did they shoot Army of the Dead? Oh my gosh. I'm looking it up.
Also, there's like a fuzzy edge effect.
Yeah.
Is that? I mean, that's all fake.
Well, that's a post thing that he's doing.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna spend any time looking this up. I don't care. I mean, I do care, but we're talking about it right now.
Yeah. Well, the Coyote character, I liked her a lot. There's like, if I had to pick characters I like, make this film more trim. I mean, I guess I'd pick Coyote, Chambers.
Who's Chambers?
The red bandana girl that dies first.
Okay.
And then Dave Bautista, just because he's the star power, he's gonna have to be there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's about it.
Absolutely not the daughter.
No.
That doesn't make sense.
I hate that kind of archetype where it's like,
well, the fact
it's like I can't give up on my people. Push comes to shove.
Bro, I get it though. I get it, but it's also like, no, absolutely not. You're not allowed to go in there. Like I don't know what you want from me.
That was the condition.
Like,
and this was after they had their heart-to-heart, more or less, or the explanation.
Yeah.
Obviously, didn't end well. The conversation didn't go well, but she's still like, I think they made some headway, and I don't know. I give up talking about this. It's like this movie.
No.
Don't give up.
Don't give up, dude. I mean, how do we? All right, let's do this.
Oh, sorry. So Coyote, cool character, but the way she dies at the end is also just more of a perfect example of why this movie's stupid. Is she pulls out the head of the queen zombie,
and then
has a gun to it, and it stops the alpha because he's like, oh my god, don't fucking, like, he's like, don't shoot her,
Please.
And so David T's like, come on, let's go. And she's like, no, I know what I'm doing. And she's just holding the head, and she keeps backing up, and they fly away. They start to fly away, and she's just there. She's like, I know what I'm doing. Go. And they're trying to leave, and she's like, go. And then then she dies. Like, what was she doing? Like she did her thing.
Did she want to die?
I
think that she wanted to. I think that we're supposed to assume that she wanted to die.
I'm assuming she wanted to hold off. She knew she was a goner, and she was just trying to stun him or like stall him enough for them to fly away. But it doesn't. It's not. It's so bang bang / also drawn out.
Yeah.
Where it just looks like she's like, I know what I'm doing, and doesn't do anything and dies.
Yeah, I mean, that is very dissatisfying. Also, too, or talk about that stuff is and we're about to get to it as we have the movie on in the background, but when they take the scumbag guard in there, and the coyote is like, hey, let me see your gun, and he's like, oh, we about to make out right here, right as we got in here.
Thinking like,
what does that mean? Like that's like that sexual tension scene there. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Well, obviously she's just playing to the fact that he's a perv scumbag.
I know, but still, like,
it's.
I don't know. Like, it's fuck. Okay, yeah. What do you expect? Like, as a real human, even albeit a scumbag. What do you expect her to do with the gun? What does he expect? Is he gonna? What the fuck is this?
She has a rifle.
She has a rifle. Why does she need to see your gun, bud?
I'm assuming for as badass and grizzled she is, that she has a sidearm as well.
Yeah.
And then they kill him or shoot him, and then offer him to the zombies so that they can go turn him. And then you have that thing where he's a zombie fighting, and he just gets fucked up.
Yeah.
Because you know that's gonna happen.
Yeah. I also thought, it's like, wait, why did he stay at base? You know, if they're doing an all-out assault on the place that they're attacking, why did he stay at base? Anyway, the other thing that I was like, that was like so fucking bullshit, was the helicopter fake out thing at the end. They make it up. No, not even that. That it fails. Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense. Oh, that was about the dip. No. That the helicopter's not there. When they go up to the roof at the end. Yeah. And the helicopter isn't there.
That's just like, such a waste of time.
And they're like, and he's like, oh, they left us. She left us. Oh man.
Oh, she's here now.
She's back.
It's like I just decided to develop a conscience. It's like
somewhere between trying to leave you and trying to save my own ass, I developed a conscience. What do you know about that? It's like, fuck. What the fuck?
It just added unnecessary time. Like
especially because we didn't see. I think if we had one of those like little scenes of the helicopter pilot being like, what should I do? Yeah. We didn't get any of that. We just like, the helicopter's not there.
Or all that whole time she'd be like, I just want to fucking get out of here. Like, looking at the clock.
And she never indicates that. And again, that's not on Tignataro.
Yeah.
It's the way that it's either cut or the way that, but it's like, it's never indicated that is going to be the jam.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, also the whole like, oh, there's a helicopter's a piece of junk. Oh man, it's breaking. Oh, we got half an hour to go. Shit. And then Dave
it's on fire.
Like, Dave Bautista's like, hey, how's the cop? She's like, it's fine. And then it's ready to go when they need it.
Well, that was a thing for me that was like with the whole stakes thing. That's, again, we could keep going back to that, is where in a real situation, if there's a nuke coming and you're like, listen, this helicopter isn't working. We need to figure out an alternate solution to get out of here. I can keep working on it. And listen, if this is the only solution that we've got, I'm going to keep working on it until it's done. But in a real way, I don't want to die by nuclear explosion. Yeah. No amount of money is worth that to me.
No.
And it's like, this helicopter is not working. Unless she's going to like throw them out to dry, or I don't fucking know. It's like, I don't understand. I think maybe that's what it is. It's like the fact that the stakes is money versus, which is like, all right, yeah, this would be great to get, and it'll be hard. but we could get it. But as soon as it's like, oh no, this is more than we signed up for, the fact that they even give a shit about money.
Yeah.
Uh,
Well, they try to paint it like everyone's down on their luck or.
The stakes are too low. Zach,
Yeah.
Zach, I understand you're trying to keep things light and keep things loose and have fun, but there's ways to do that and keep the stakes high because the stakes are very, very high. And you can also have something be hyper stylized, have Dieter be in his, have him be with his bow tie and suspenders and be that and be stylized and be doing that stuff. And have the stakes still be high. You can still have this Instagram scene where they're taking pictures and it's like, oh, we're doing it for the gram, baby.
Yeah.
It's like you can still have that and the stakes still be high. You've got to have someone, Dave Bautista, or even corporate guy be like, hey guys, let's fucking go. Because remember, they're dropping a fucking nuke. And then their reaction when they're watching the TV and it's like, they decided to move up the nuke full 24 hours and they're like, Guess we gotta get to work.
Yeah, there's no urge.
And then they've got like the guy's like, oh man, I've got 30 minutes to do the thing, and they're like, okay, yeah, I guess so.
They don't tell him. I guess.
And then they spend time. Whenever they get the safe open, doing their fucking music video with the cash instead of being like, all right, sweet. Nobody take it out of the plastic seals. That's the best way to transport this money. Let's get it up the elevator. Let's get out of here.
Yeah.
Let's get out of here. We have the safe open. That is the only thing we're here to do.
You can't introduce stakes and then not have urgency.
Like it's
or when it matters.
It's like the Alfred Hitchcock thing where it's like you show the audience that there's a bomb underneath the table, and then they know that there's a bomb. Like these guys know that there's a bomb underneath the table, and there's also a knife pointed at their throat, which is the zombies. And then they're still like, I might open a food truck with some grilled cheese sandwiches. It's like,
what the hell's going on?
That could come up, but not the way that it did. Like, I don't want to take away that sort of agency or that sort of like that character, because a lot of those things I do like as far as like what the characters are, and like
they have decent archetypes.
And they have decent goals and stuff, but it's just they're set in a place where they don't connect with each other, and they don't fucking. There's no urgency with any of their actions, and it feels like their overarching goals, as far as like with Maria wanting to connect with Dave Bautista, or him trying to connect up with his daughter, they all supersede the goal at hand, which is like getting out of Zombieland because a nuke is about to fucking come.
Yeah.
All their other shit supersedes that, and it's like that's not the way that it should go. That should be we got to do the mission, and also this other stuff comes up along the way.
That's how you'd fix it.
That's how I'd fix it.
I also want to note Dave Bautista's wearing knee pads on his elbows.
He's a big dude.
I do concede that, but I wonder if it was just not knowing those are knee pads.
Well,
but anyways,
he's a big dude.
How would you give this movie?
I gave it 3 because it's fun to watch, but I think I'll lower that to like 2.
Yeah, I gave it a 1.5 stars. I wanted to give it 2, but I was like, I don't want to give it a 2.
Yeah. No, here's the thing, it's a worthwhile summer movie. But it's not I think outside of that, like there's it doesn't really offer much.
No. It's good.
It's fun.
It's a 1.5 stars on Netflix. If this like a movie like this movie not associated with Netflix is a 1.5 stars because it's on Netflix. It's like 2.5 stars.
Yeah.
Because the bar is so fucking low on Netflix.
Yeah.
I haven't really been watching anything.
I've been watching Mayor of Easttown.
Ooh.
Doing that little.
There's so many
Kate
TV
Winslet.
shows I haven't heard of.
I know.
Yet that I need to watch.
And they're all good too. Like that's the thing. They're
Yeah.
all pretty good.
I've just been out of the TV. TV show kick.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did they say in Las Vegas?
Well,
Viva Las Vegas.
Viva Las Vegas, or I love you so much, daughter. I love you so much. Get out! As they say in Las Vegas, give me more chips for my dips.
Yes, that's what they say
That's what they say.
before the zombies come. All right,
Yeah.
you guys know where to find us. Thanks
Hey.
for listening.
I love you.
Bye.